Good evening, everyone. My name is Henry Harris, and I want to say welcome to my third book, Dead End: Navigating Through Relationships Celebration Book Launch. I am so delighted and excited that you're here tonight with me. You could have been anywhere else, doing something else, watching something else, but you're here with me to celebrate the birth and the launching of my third book, Dead End. I am so appreciative for you being here today to help me celebrate. Now, before we get started, uh, one way that you can help is by sharing this right now. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, no matter what platform you're on, share tonight's celebration lunch, because that's what makes it a celebration, where we can invite other people into this space tonight to help us to celebrate the launch of this amazing book that I wrote. I am so glad once again that you are here. Well, somebody asked me the other day, did I ever think that I would write a third book? I was like, no, I didn't think I would write my first book, Facing Our Wounds, that came out not too long ago. But it happened. It happened. I think when you have something that's inside of you, a birthing that's inside of you, is almost like being pregnated with wisdom and knowledge that oftentimes we just keep to ourselves. How many understand what I'm trying to say? We don't want to tell anyone. We don't want to share that information with someone, but you never know the wisdom that you have inside of you that may be in a book format. It may be starting a podcast. It may be sharing it with a friend. However you get that out, you get that out that way. So I never thought I'll be an author. And of course, as some people say, I'm a man with many talents. I play piano. I do a variety of other stuff. I have my own podcast show that I do, the Brother Henry and You Show. I've been doing that almost 16. We're on our 16th year now doing that. So I never thought I would be an author. I really never did. But I am grateful that I can use this moment and use this opportunity to actually impart wisdom to people as it relates to relationships. Now, this is what I want to do tonight. I want to paint a picture for you. I was thinking about a phrase as we were setting up here today for this lunch. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And I thought to myself, well, how does that apply to this book? In essence, what that pretty much is saying is that a picture can convey a message sometime at first glance than what could be communicated in words. Now, even though what I'm going to be talking about today will be, of course, through words, I just want to paint a picture to you. I want to be artistic tonight. Can I do that? I want to be artistic tonight with you. And after I paint this picture of the book and convey what I'm trying to express, what the book is about, you'll get to decide if this is something that's fitting for you. And maybe some of you tonight that's watching, you're like, love you, Brother Henry, but it's not for me. I won't be offended. It's okay. It is absolutely okay, because I do realize, and it helps you to stay realistic too. I do realize that I'm not for everyone. My message is not for everyone. What I have to say is not for everyone. My book is not for everyone. However, the good news is it is for someone. So I just want to paint that picture to you. What inspired me to write the book? Why did I write it? What was in my mind at that time when I had wrote the book? And that's pretty much what I want to talk to you about today. I just want to have a conversation with you tonight. And once again, thank you so much for being here. But before we get started, I want you to know that throughout tonight's celebration. You'll be seeing some information on the screen as you see right now. To those who have an interest in ordering Dead End, you can visit www.amazon.com. It is on Amazon right now. And also, if you would like a personalized autograph and copy, which will come directly from me, not from Amazon, this is what you need to do. If you have these apps, Cash App, $ Henry Harris 2025, PayPal, put in at Henry Harris 100, and then you have Venmo, which is you put in at Henry Harris 100, and I think we have our QR code on there as well. And all you gotta do is just take your phone and just put it on there, and my account should show up. Paperbacks are $15, hardcover copies are $17. So throughout tonight's celebration, we'll be putting that up on the stream for those who have an interest in ordering a book. Also keep in mind, if you're paying through these apps or however you choose to pay, I need you to private message me if we're friends on Facebook or on any social media platform that I'm on, because one thing you don't want to do is order the book. Oh, Henry, I just paid $15 for Dead End, but I don't have your address. I have your money, but I have no way to get the book to you. So if you're going by this, I need you to email us at contacthenryharris@yahoo.com. Or if you're friends with me on Facebook, which many of you are, I'll be checking my spam folder and all that stuff, because I understand a lot of people follow me are not friends with me on my actual Facebook. We'll be checking all that as well. I need your address as well. So I'm ready to get started. What about you? I think I would like to start with what inspired me to write this book. What inspired me to write this book was I thought about a dead end sign. I always knew that if I wrote a third book, it would be in reference to relationships. I always knew that, because most of the books that I write, center around navigating through pain and trauma, and those things are great. They're helpful to people in the seasons that they may be in. But I was thinking about Dead End, and I was like, because I'm very creative in thought. And I love illustrations. And I was thinking about a dead end sign. I was like, okay, how do you compare a dead end to relationships? And then I thought about it. In a logical sense, when you come to a dead end sign, you can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go through it. You can't jump over it. However you want to say it, you have to what? Face it. So in a physical and logical sense, when you come to a dead end sign, there's no way you can get around it. In fact, when you come to a dead end sign, it's almost like a crisis, because there's no way to get through it. And that's what I thought, and compared that to relationships that many people have today. We feel like we cannot move beyond and above the limitations that life may bring. And of course, in a natural sense, you can't move beyond a dead end sign. But here's the thing I want to encourage you tonight. If you find yourself in a dead end crisis, if you find yourself living your life through restrictions and limitations and feeling like, okay, this is my dead end, I cannot move beyond this. This is what I want to encourage you and tell you. It is important that you realize that you have the option to reroute. If you were to travel in your car and it takes you to a dead end area, it's not going to just leave you right there. It could be a lady or a man. It's going the GPS is going to talk to you. That navigation system is going to talk to you. It's going to say rerouting. In other words, you don't come to a dead end sign and think, well, this is it. I'm hopeless. I have no other options. I have no other way. When in fact, you do. That's why it becomes problematic when it becomes to our relationships because we literally feel that same way. And this is so applicable to many of our lives. Some of us who have endured painful friendships. Some of us, and we're going to talk a little bit about that here in a second. I'm probably going to go over some of the chapters I've talked about in this book. Some of us who went through divorce, some of us are having a hard time balancing, should I trust my intuition or do I just let it go? Some of us who feel stuck and trapped in a past relationship and have a hard time moving on. Some of us who are evolving above and beyond the expectations of others, and we just don't know how to move and navigate through that. And I always tell people this one thing, that when you meet your dead end, you have two options. You can either stay there, that means live from a place of victimhood, woe is me, I'll never move, I'll always be the same, this relationship is never going to change, or you can move. As I said in a recent TV interview that I did about this book, I decided to move. What about you tonight? Are you stuck in a place where you're like, this is my dead end, this is the end? I'm here to tell you it's not the end. You have the option to reroute. You have an option to go a different way. Did you not realize that dead ends are stepping stones towards greater possibilities? I'm telling you about my book. I'm painting that picture. Dead ends are stepping stones towards greater possibilities. In essence, it's not only a dead end, your dead end can create new beginnings. But in order to embrace that, you have to believe it. You have to walk in it. You have to change your mentality, or what I would like to say, a new way of being, a new way of seeing things. Because when you change your perspective on life, things will change. But there has to be a willingness. There has to be an openness on the inside of you, like, this is not it. And I refuse to accept this. It's not a matter of when will these dead end experiences come, and you can insert whatever your dead end experiences is. It's not a matter of when will they come, as it is, how do we navigate through life struggles? How do we get through these challenges that seem to come? Because the reality of it is, no matter who you are, no matter what you are, no matter where you're from, we're all going to face challenges in life. So this book pretty much helps you. It puts you to a place where, I always like to compare it to like a friend. It's almost like taking a friend and just leading them and navigating them through life. That's what I want to do, and I want to do that on a personal level. I'm not an expert at this. I'm not an expert on life. I don't have a full handle on the truth. All I can do is just share my journey and my experience, and I will hope that it will help you. Someone asked me not too long ago, they said, is this book fiction? I thought it was funny because maybe in the near future, I may write a fiction book. I think I can do that in an allegorical, in a metaphorically way. I think I'm gifted at that. I've never did that before, but I may do that. But I thought about it. I said, no, this book is not fiction. It's my real life stories. I'm not making this up. I'm not just talking about divorce. I've been through 2 of them. I'm not just talking about how to navigate through painful relationships, because I've been there. I'm not just talking about trusting your intuition or what all the stuff I'm talking about in my book. It's stuff that I've been through, and I've said this and I'll say it again. The greatest story that you can ever tell is that which you have experienced. Can I say it again? The greatest story that you can ever tell someone is the story is what you have experienced. So it's not really about what you heard. It's what you know. And it's what you know will have the capacity to resonate with the people. You know, it's pretty irrelevant to write something that you haven't been through. Now, like I said, it's good to make stuff up and trying to prove your point, but I always say if I want to be an author, I wanted my book to come from a place of authenticity. I don't want to just be talking about stuff. I don't want to just throw words out there. I want to say, I'm not just talking about this. This is what I've been through. I'm not just talking about a dead end experiences. This is what I've been through. I needed somebody in my life to help me to navigate through challenging relationships. I needed that help. And I'm sure all of us needed that help. This book is universal. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter where you come from. This book is universal. It has a universal message, and that universal message is that we all need help maneuvering and navigating through life. And if my story can help you, I hope you will take the opportunity to order the book. Once again, visit Amazon.com. Type up Dead End Navigating Through Relationships by Henry Harris Jr. You can order it on Amazon right now. If you want a personal copy from me, a personalized autograph, you have to order it directly from me. Go to Cash App right now at $Henry Harris 2025. Also, I have PayPal. Put in at Henry Harris 100. You can also do Venmo. You'll see the QR code on the screen at Henry Harris 100. If you go this route, as I said earlier, I need you to email me your address. Don't send me your money and not send me your address, because you're pretty much sending me money pretty much for no reason. I want to give you your book. I want to be a good steward to you as you invest into me. So you visit us or email us, in fact, at contacthenryharris at yahoo.com. Or if you're friends with me on social media, as many of you are, you can send me a message and say, Henry, I just paid for your book. Paperbacks are $15. Hardcover copies are $17. I think that's a good deal. What about you? Well, are you having a good time? I hope you are having a good time tonight. So let's continue. I believe that life is a journey. Actually, the first chapter in my book, I'm looking it up on my phone now. The first chapter in my book actually says, is life really a journey? I love that chapter. I enjoy writing that chapter because I compared life to like a journey. We know how life will begin, but we don't always know how it will end. So in essence, we don't really worry about what's on the other side because we need to learn how to be present. That's what it means to embrace life as a journey, not necessarily a destination. I like to use the analogy of an ocean. You know, if you go to an ocean, and I've been to a couple oceans in my lifetime, such a marvelous experience. So you're at the ocean, and while you're there, you see the beauty, you feel, you can just close your eyes now and just visualize it. You're standing on the seashore of the ocean, and you feel the cool breeze of the wind and the water just hitting your feet. You're so taken away. It's like breathtaking. Why do you feel this way? That's because you're caught up in the moment and you're present with what's going on in front of you. No one is standing at the seashore of the ocean and saying, I wonder where this ocean ends from where I'm standing. You won't know that because of the vastness of the ocean. And most oceans that I know of, it goes as far as the beyond what the eyes can actually see. So, and another thing too, neither does someone stand there and say, I wonder what it looks like on the other side. I wonder what's happening on the other side. You're not worrying about that at that moment. Why? Because you're present with what's going on in front of you. What's going on in front of you is beautiful. And I know I'm just being realistic. I understand that when we face challenges in life or our dead end experiences, we don't always feel like this is a beautiful experience. In fact, it's really not. It's really not a beautiful experience. We want to give up. We want to throw in the towel. We want to say, woe is me. But you know, I think it's important to embrace the beauty of the moment. No, my life is not perfect, but I'm still here. Yes, I've had some failed relationships, but I've had some good relationships. Yes, I was divorced twice, but that wasn't all bad. It wasn't all their fault and it wasn't all my fault. Life happens. I wrote a chapter in my book called Sometimes Relationships Don't Work. Sometimes relationships don't work, and that is so true. Sometimes things just don't work out for a reason. I'm sorry, that's the chapter. I wrote a chapter in my book called Sometimes Things Just Don't Work Out for a Reason. And that is very true. If we're being real about it, there's things that we often start that we may not always finish. Nothing is destined to always work out. So I always tell people, even in that chapter, I pretty much said that it's important to realize that when you start something, you have to realize that it may not work out. So when you're coming into this area from a realistic point of view or perspective, you'll realize, like, I'm getting married. And it's not that you're being negative. It's just like, I'm getting married, but I'm aware that this may not work out. Even though that may be your intent for it to work out, nobody gets married or go into a relationship or develop a friendship with the intent of it failing. But you'll never know what it is to succeed unless you fail. Did you hear what I said? Sometimes you have to fall in order to know what it is to succeed. In the book, I'll give you the example of a baby. A baby starts to crawl, then the baby starts to grow and grow. And I can even use my daughter for an example. She would, at that time in her life, she would get up, start walking, fall. Get up, start walking, fall. What's my point? She would never know how to walk unless she would fall. This is what dead end is all about. You're not defined by how many times you've fallen. You are defined by how many times you got up. So it's not about, oh, I've been through 5 divorces. I've had all these failed relationships and all this stuff. Okay, it's not about that. You're not defined by that. You're defined by the getting up. You got up. You navigated through the relationships. You maneuvered through the relationship. In essence, you've done the work, which a lot of people don't do. Like I said, a lot of people go into these relationships and stuff with this idea that it's going to work out. It's going to be great. But sometimes it don't always turn out that way. I'm just kind of telling you a little bit. Some of these chapters I wrote. I wrote another chapter called How to Navigate Through Complicated Relationships. I think I did a really good job with that chapter because not only did I implement my voice on how to maneuver through complicated relationships, and some of us can be complicated. I think I was at one time. I think I can still be at one time. I think us as a human race are complicated people. But how many know that it necessarily doesn't have to be that way? So what I did was, of course, I shared my experience and what I thought in regards to um, how to maneuver through complicated relationships. But I brought other voices in too, at least 5 or 6 friends, close friends of mine in that chapter, kind of share their experience and how they were able to navigate through complicated relationships. Another chapter, divorce is not the end of the world, the true measure of a friendship. Everybody is not your friend. Can I say it again? Everybody is not your friend. Sometimes we take that childlike innocence into our adulthood. And that's what I talk about in this chapter. And we're almost like a kid. You remember going home to your mom and dad when you were younger? I got a new friend. And we take that into our adulthood, thinking that everybody that we're connected to, that everybody we have a relationship is for us, when in fact they are against us. So we use that word friend very lightly. But I think it's important to define what is the true measure of a friendship. A true measure of a friendship is not based on what they can get out of you. The true measure of a friendship is not being connected to someone who's going to manipulate you or control you or hurt you in some kind of way. That is not the true measure of a friendship. A true measure of a friendship is someone who's going to add value and substance to your life. A true friend is not going to take away from you, but rather give to you, and vice versa. That's the way it works. A true friend is not going to be one that's be like, well, you never called me. No, you both are engaging. You both are calling each other. I'm learning the older I get that my inner circle seems to become very smaller and smaller. But I'm starting to think that that's a good thing. I really am. I'm starting to think that that's a good thing. So I talk about the true measure of a friendship. This is going to be a great book. I think y'all really going to like it. Chapter 8, Should We Trust Our Own Intuition? I think you're really going to like that chapter. Dr. D.E. Polk and my friend Derek Day wrote the foreword to my book. And I'm just really grateful all of the support that people has given me with this book. And like I said, I really believe it's going to really encourage a whole lot of you today. Can I just read just a portion? I'm not going to read it all, because if I do, you won't get the book. But I want to read a portion, and then we'll go back and tell you how you can order the book, and we'll say good night. If you are anything, this is chapter 1, Is Life a Journey? If you are anything like me, you may often find yourself wondering or perhaps asking if life is a journey or a destination. For so many years, I have perhaps heard people say that life is not a journey, but a destination. But what might that mean in regards to our lives? Where did I come from? Where do I begin? Why am I here on the earth? And what is the purpose of why I'm on the earth? When I think of a journey, I think about traveling or going from one place to another. The true meaning of a journey is basically to explore maybe places you have never seen before. After all, isn't that the purpose of traveling, among many other reasons? We want to go somewhere that we've never been. We want to see places that we've never seen. And we want to experience and explore things that we've never experienced before. Wow. That's just a little icing on the cake. I want more, Henry. You got to order the book. Go to Amazon.com. Type in Dead End, Navigating Through Relationships, Henry Harris Jr. You can order it on Amazon. Also, if you want a personalized autograph or copy from me, you can order directly from me, because I can order copies. If you have Cash App, go to $Henry Harris 2025. PayPal at Henry Harris 100, Venmo, the QR code should be on the screen at Henry Harris 100. If you follow this route, I need you to email me at contacthenryharris@yahoo.com. That way, I can send you a copy of the book. I want to say thank you so much for watching, all of you for watching tonight. This has been a wonderful and pleasurable experience. I'm so excited. This is my third book, and I'll be honest, it's not about how many copies. I've never been validated by people have asked me how many you sold, how many. That's irrelevant to me. I wouldn't care if I sold 300 or 50. I want to help someone to navigate through a relationship. And if what I said tonight resonated with you, if I painted the picture as we talked about earlier of the book, what does that picture look like to you visually? Do you think this book will work for you? Do you need help navigating through different relationships in your life? If so, make sure you go and order the book right now. Thank you so much. Good night.